Hey everybody, Ezekiel here. Thanks for watching. If you haven't seen the new music video we just released for Back in Time, go check it out. It's really fun, and we really just deep dived into the whole aesthetic of that album, Ministry, which is all about conflicting beliefs, conflicting emotions, and the darkness and the ambiguity in that. So the music video really takes on that tone. We shot it in downtown LA. It's the last video on my channel, so go check it out if you want to see it. It's really fun. But thanks for watching. I wanted to give an update on where I am with music and what I'm doing right now because I've been pretty quiet. I just finished a new album. It's called Dream Desert State Park. It's coming out August 2019. And for the first time ever, I'm releasing merchandise with it. So these really sick hoodies, sweatshirts, crop tops, phone cases that all tie in with the photography that we shot for the album. So it's gonna come out together, and it's gonna be the first time that I've ever released something with my music that you can actually take home, because in this era, I'm not selling music. My music is not what I'm selling. We're trying to share experiences. The better the music, the better the experience. So if you have an amazing experience and you want to take part of that with you in your day-to-day, that's where merch comes in. That's where merchandise comes in, hoodies, whatever. So that's why I wanted to finally step into this realm of being able to share merch that goes with my album. That's number one. Number two, I'm finally getting back to my classical roots. A lot of you know I studied classical trumpet in school and also composition, and it's been a big passion of mine. My goal has been to merge the two worlds of my pop music interests, which are influenced by emo music and more recently hip hop, but all kinds of things, from growing up in Africa to hearing click languages spoken all the time, hearing click languages singing, and then being in Oklahoma, being in the church, just a bunch of music influence. So that's kind of what's shaped my songwriting style. Now, my composition has been growing ever so slowly, but I've noticed in the past couple of years, I don't think it's going to get where I want it to go without being in that incubation state of a program like graduate school. So I'm currently working on preparing audition materials and composition materials for graduate school. I have a top 3. I don't want to say it yet because number 1 is for sure, but the other 2, number 2 is pretty much for sure too, but I'm trying to figure out what number 3 will be. Anyway, outside of those 2 things, which are huge, I'm starting a second job. So I live in central Los Angeles, I live in Koreatown. I've had one part-time job for the past 6 months, and it's been real tight. But I'm picking up a second job, both part-time, and it's going to be interesting to see how I can fare and how I focus, because I think part of my issue with not practicing as much as I should, or being inspired and uninspired, my issue with staying consistent, I think has a lot to do with my lack of a rigorous schedule. I do really well in that environment. So I'm going to share a little bit over the next week these different ways I'm going to try to keep myself focused on practicing. From everything from drinking a bottle of wine while I practice to, which I know my trumpet friends out there are going to hate on that because of corrosion, but I've seen people do it. I'm not worried about it, as long as you keep your trumpet clean. And then the other thing would be smoking weed, stizzy, hitting my stizzy pin while I'm practicing. But that's all at the surface. What I'm learning about playing trumpet and music in general is it is completely a mental game. It's completely a game that happens, it starts here and it ends here. That's why asking advice is so risky in music. That's why getting people's opinions is so risky in music, because when you do that, you're immediately bringing in all this conflict. So that's one of the things I've been learning in this hibernation period. I've been learning how to double down on what I think should happen, on my intuition, my instinct. So that's where all that's coming together. That's why I'm practicing trumpet so much right now. That's why I'm going to grad school, preparing for those auditions. That's why I got a second job, because it's not going to happen without me doing what I want to do. So my end goal, my life goal, is to write and play my music all over the world. That's been my goal since middle school. It's not genre specific, and it's not time specific. So that's what I'm working on now, is getting my skills to the level where when I write something, it's not that it's a hit, but that everything I write is coherent, makes sense, it's good, And I want to have the skill set to be able to produce operas, to be able to produce musicals, as well as releasing albums from my bedroom, like you see behind me, my entire studio. And the way to do, I've been learning that. I've been releasing albums. I've been figuring out how that works. And I'm at 200% a different place than where I was 2 years ago when I first started, or 1 year ago when I first started releasing music, almost 1 year ago. So the point is, I have that down now. Now I need to build up this other skill set of higher level of composition. And I'm going to bring these together in a way that's going to be so powerful. I'm stoked about it. And I'll talk about that more in the next video, but part of the reason I want to study with some of the faculty that I'm pursuing is because they have produced operas that have incorporated technology, that have incorporated new music, that have incorporated extended techniques to make things the most compelling. Because that's what, the more tools you have, the more options you have. The more options you have, the more opportunities there are for interest and through lines and ultimately to impact and affect the audience. So, new album's coming out, Dream Desert State Park. Watch out for the merch that's going to come out with it. It's just going to be called Dream Desert State. That'll be the shop on Shopify. Can't wait to show you some of the pictures. I'm getting some samples in the mail in a couple days. And then thanks for going this journey with me. If you're interested in grad school, if you're in high school, if you're in college and you're thinking about, should I go to grad school for music? That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out right now. I know that I'm going to do it, but it's because I've seen the past 5 years of being out of undergraduate school, and I've been able to develop these other skills. Now I realize my need for what grad school can offer. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, listen to that music video, Back in Time. I think you're really gonna like it, and thanks for being a part of this journey. Hope you have a great day.